All right, well, of course, every single time we have a top 3, which is the NASL Rewind, and we're going to bring you the first one, which is with Vibe and Targa. Now, a little bit of backstory, 2 games of kind of build order wins. Game number 3, though, was probably the most exciting, with Vibe down below half the amount of roaches that his opponent had.
Yeah, Targa had in the mid-40s. Vibe had about 20 roaches, but he did have a pack of infestors that just seemed to hatch at the exact right time, allowing him to basically salvage the battle, and he kept fighting on lower econ, but a couple things that got into his favor. The upgrades, having infestor tech, and keeping the infestors alive was really huge.
Yeah, and position really is so important when you're defending your third base. You know, Targa actually went into a position where he was able to actually push his opponent all the way back to the natural, where, you know, Vibe is pretty secured over there. He has nice little ramps, but the third base got taken out. But it really shows you the dynamics, and it's really cool on Ohana with mass roaches against a roach fast infestor style. And I think Vibe really showed that in game number 3, you can come back from huge deficits with the power of infestors.
Yeah, and just controlling your ramp, controlling space. And of course, Targa was just doing non-stop aggression. In fact, he was still on +1 for the longest time, didn't have any other tech. His third was not even really saturated. He took gases, but never really was able to harvest from there because he was just putting on non-stop waves of aggression. And so it was just really cool to see Vibe hold, because a lot of players crumble under that kind of pressure, Andre.
Absolutely. And here's really the defining moment that shows you how powerful infestors are when you're staying on 2 bases on this map. And you can see he can hold very easily. He's the one that gets to choose the concaves. Yes, he loses the infestors, but at the cost of the majority of Targa's roaches. He's able to actually push back and finally stabilize, get a third base, and eventually go on to win the series 2-1. Really, really well played by
It's all about the quality of your roaches, Andre.
Yeah.
Not just having a single roach is enough. Our next series is Hwangsen versus Thorzane. It was a very, very, very epic game. I can't even begin to describe. 52 minutes of non-stop tug-of-war action, and just so much, there was so much craziness going on. You can see that Thorzane was fighting for so much position, but then gave up way too much and lost almost everything. That could have completely went the opposite way. Hwangsen, I felt like, had a huge window there.
I mean, this is a perfect example in TVP that you need an escape path. The power of Terran is, you know, their ability to choose the fights, not only with medevacs, but with kiting abilities. Of course, Concussive Shell helps out so much. And by Thorzane just locking himself into that center position, he wasn't able to actually retreat. That's where he actually just gets absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, my favorite parts of the game, I think one of our even higher-ups were saying it, just the small dance, that sending a few Marauders to snipe cannons, sniping the observers nonstop, fighting for position in the Vikings. Those kinds of things is what makes the Terran successful, and I was really impressed by Thorzane.
Yep. And last but not least, we have our final matchup, which is, of course, I forgot who it was. MC versus Ryung. I was like, it'll come to me.
Of course.
Of course.
MC versus Ryung. This was, again, I think I want to read it what I said yesterday. At this point, people aren't watching MC to see close games. They're watching to see how MC will do it again, how he's going to destroy his opponents. And this time, it was a really cool 2-gate robo expand, I guess, but just kill with 2 immortals and just take a strong position. A lot of Terran players hate bunkering on Ohana for this very reason. MC exploited it perfectly.
Yeah, we normally don't see these types of pushes, but this is one of the first times I think I've seen this in a high competitive match. MC obviously able to take advantage of the positioning in the bunkers. They're in a line format. He wasn't able to get his other bunkers up in time. And when you do that against any sort of an immortal count, they're just going to shred like crazy. It doesn't matter. Of course, MC taking the big win off of Ryung, 2-0.
And Ryung having the worst luck of NASL Week 1 history, hitting Hero in Season 3 and now hitting MC in Season 4. But that does it for the NASL Rewind. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You can catch all our VODs on our Twitch channel. But that does it for us. Back over to Ben and Kevin for the actual show.
Thanks a lot, guys. Excellent job as always.